Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, P Street Garage. The last time I was out working on my bus, I installed this door track mechanism. So what I want to do today is I want to continue on here and I want to get to removing this front dog leg. Now I still have more work to do in here. I got to build up this metal down here. But the next item in the sequence is basically this B pillar. So this is all kind of related here. The B pillar has to go here. The inner splash shield has to come in here to finish this off. But I can't really do any of this because this front dog leg is in the way. So what I want to do today is I want to cut this dog leg out and remove it completely. So I did order brand new dog legs. There's the driver's side up there. And this is the passenger side. These are from CIP1. And these dog legs are very nice. I really paid up for these. These are what they call the dog leg complete. As in, it's all fully molded. And it encompasses all the inner structure. So everything is here. So it's not just the skin and then, because you can buy them where they're just the skin and you can put all these pieces on the inside. But again, I really paid up for these. I mean, these were like almost like, this was almost like $1,100 for both of these. So it's kind of insane, but it does make life a lot easier. So another good thing too is I can just see how wide this is. And it's going to give me an idea where I have to separate that. And it looks to me like the dog leg is slipped under here. And now I just need to determine if the spot welds are on this part or this part. So I'm going to get set up here. I'm going to clean this up here a little bit. Try to determine where the spot welds are. And I'm going to be doing some pilot drilling, hopefully. Now down here, like everything up here looks pretty good. Now down here I'm going to run in and we're going to run into some atrocities down here because you can see that, the dog leg is going to come off pretty easy over here. This is going to be a breeze, but it's because of this. I did not really want to have to get a floor pan because it looks really good over there, and I don't think you can buy these in sections, but I'm not quite there yet, so I don't know. And then the pedestal here is good up until I see some kind of a tar patch here, so obviously we've got more atrocities in here. So let's get set up. Let's grind this down a little bit, see if I can identify where the spot welds are, and we'll get to chopping. Okay, well, it looks like I'm already going to have to go to plan B. These are the spot welds. I did a little bit of grinding, and these are the little divots of the spot welds. So I just took the punch and hammered a couple of those, and you can see that the body here, the pedestal, is completely separating. So this, I believe, this metal is supposed to be part of this, and then the dog leg or the front wheel arch slips underneath here and gets pinched this way. So there's basically going to be no metal left up here. So, and it's pretty flat. So I think I'm going to try to remove it on this inner lip and leave as much of this behind as I can. Otherwise, I'll have nothing to attach to. I think I'll slice down here instead and preserve this. And then I can see that it lips up the same way the new dog leg came. There's a lip up. So there should be some, I should be able to spot weld out here and here on the very corner. This should separate. And then down here where it's let go anyway, I'll just slice across. There's nothing left anyway. Doesn't matter. All right, so this may come off quicker than I thought, but not really in the best way. But you got to do what you got to do. All right, I'm going to chop this down. Okay, well you can see that that didn't go exactly according to plan, but the dog leg is off. And let's take a peek here. Again, I cut it on the inside of the line, so no damage done. I'm entitled to go underneath here, so I could either try to peel the metal off from underneath, or I could sort of sandwich it all together. It is getting kind of thin, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Alrighty, well, there's the remnants of it down there. I'm going to chop this front corner out. I'm going to chop this back corner out. Then I'm going to clean this up, top and bottom, and see what I'm left with. I might encroach into this area and just remove what I don't need. I mean, there's nothing left here anyway, so may as well get rid of that. See what we can reveal. So I've got everything gouged out. It took no time at all. I still have more work to do. I've got the dog legs sort of tentatively in place. That's kind of where it goes. I need a little bit more work under here. I got to clean up the metal inside. Obviously, I got to clean up all the lip inside. I removed the rot out of the floor, so I think that'll probably just be... I'm not sure if I'll get a pan or if I'll just do a homemade patch for that one. There's some gaps here in the front that I don't really fully understand right now. I would have thought that with a quality piece like that, that would have went all the way. But then again, it does need to be squeezed here and moved forward a little bit. In the front, where am I? There's some homemade stuff there, so I don't really know what to do up here. I'm gonna concentrate more on in here, and obviously this would almost be ready to go in, but I also need to, before this, I need to come back in here and work on this wasted metal, the B post. This kind of is all going to go in together, so I think I'm going to pop this back off. Oh, and I was able to gouge out that corner, but it would have been much easier to take the door off. The door will have to come off. I tried the fasteners. I was not able to budge them. I'm going to go out and have to get one of those impact ratchet driver things. I'll get one of those. Hopefully get these doors off so I can clean that up properly. This is not going in right now. I still got to come back in here, and I got to peel out all this old that old undercoating, and I got to inspect the frame, and there's lots of work to be done here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this back off. I'm going to take my my sliding door off, and I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to come back up to this point, and I'm going to start doing some metal work here, trying to close this in, and then once I get this in, then I'll work my way forward. Let's jump back on this side. Alrighty, so I've got this little corner finally fastened in. This is all going to be hidden with the B post and the splash shield. In fact, the splash shield is going to go inside something like this. But still, before I do just the splash shield, I'm going to build this metal up here. I'm going to make some sort of a corner patch. and then that'll all be sealed up. Again, it'll all be covered up, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want to weld some structure in here. And on the inside, depending on how I finish this in the future, this could also be covered. Everything behind here is covered, and on the bottom I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but it could always be body worked on the inside. So let's whip up a patch for this corner, and then take that door off and see what's going on down there, and then we can start looking at the splash shield, the B-pillar, clean this up, and maybe put that dog leg in. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, well, I got all my patches done in here. They're not perfect. I was experimenting a little bit. I tried to do a butt weld, and I thought that would be nicer, but my new metal was so much thicker than the thin. The thin started burning through, so I just kind of aborted that. And so I kind of ended up with a gap a little bit bigger than I wanted, but I came back and built it up, and I ground it down. And this is only inner anyway. It's, you know, I could have easily covered it up and not even done anything, but it's all done. I welded it both sides. So that's not going anywhere. So I got done what I wanted to do this morning, and I think right now I'm going to take a little break, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to carry on. So I just went out and I picked up one of these cheap impact screwdrivers. I got this from Princess Auto, 9-piece on sale for $15.99. And actually, where I couldn't budge these before, I got everything loosened up. So that was money well spent. Let's get this door off. We'll clean up down here. We'll clean the inside of the wheel well. Take that wheel off. And see if we can test fit that dog leg again. Alrighty, well, we got the door off. We got the wheel off. So what I want to do now is I want to do some grinding under here and try to fit this front dog leg a little bit better. But before I do that, because if I take the wire wheel or the flap disc to this undercoating, it just gums everything up. There's a thick layer of undercoating here. And I'm going to take my torch. I got a little putty knife, and I'm going to Try to remove some of this stuff, because it does flake off pretty good, and with the heat it comes off not bad. There's it's I mean, Jesus, it's very thick right here. I was almost thinking I was going to reveal a hole there. No, beautiful metal underneath here. I'll take that. Not sure what this stuff is. Some kind of a tar. Anyway, I'm going to get set up here. I'm going to detar, and then I'm going to do some grinding. And particularly in here, where I could not get in when the door was there. So there's some homemade metal here. There's original metal, so let's nibble this down and see how she fits. First, this tar. Okay, you can see that that tar is pretty darn intense. But what I'm revealing underneath, whatever this was, and I don't know what this product is. It's not just, I don't think it's your run-of-the-mill rocker guard. This is a cut above. This is like a goo, and the metal underneath is absolutely pristine. So maybe I'm not going to get it all off. I don't, I would be here literally for days and days. So I'm not going to bore you with any more of that. I'm going to do some more off camera, particularly around the areas where I got to grind and weld, and maybe the big heavy, there's some big heavy flaky areas. But my gosh, that stuff is on there good. And obviously good stuff, because 55-year-old metal, and it's absolutely pristine. All right. Well, it's another day. I actually got the garage cleaned up, so that's a vast improvement. I'm going to continue with my dog leg progress today. And the last time I was filming, I tried to remove some of this undercoating, so it's on there pretty good. So I'm just going to take off as much as I can, because I do want to come back and paint. So this has to be, I got to make it so it's at least paint ready. I've just discovered this here. I got a bad spot here. This is a factory hole. This is not, and we'll have to fix this. And I found a little bit of bad news here. I found on my front beam has got my front beam's got a hole in it. So I don't know if that can be repaired. I don't know if it needs to be replaced. I wouldn't even know where to find one of these. But anyway, what that means is that's going to have to, the entire beam will have to come out. But that's going to be for another time. What I'm doing now is I'm going to concentrate on the body metal. So I want to work on this area. I want to prep to get this dog leg fitted. So let's get set up and carry on with that. Alrighty, well, it's been a couple of hours, and I've done a lot of grinding in these corners. I pretty much peeled away all the old metal that was on the insides. I've got the dog leg tentatively fitted. I've got some awful wave here. I'm not sure I'm gonna, but I'm suffering from a lack of clamps, so I do need to go into town. I've only got one of these big ones. I've got several of these, but unfortunately they don't reach. So I gotta go and get some more clamps. It's fitting okay down here. I've got this little, I've got the B pillar trimmed down, and it's making a little bit of sense. I threw back on this that lower sill that I had salvaged. I probably won't use it, but I did throw it on just to give myself an idea of where everything's supposed to line up. And I'm getting pretty close. So I think I could make this work. I think I can make this work along here. Now down here, it's nice here. It's nice in here, and this is the area, this is the gouging that I've been talking about. Now there's a massive opening here, but I think this flap of metal on the inside could be hammered back down. There's a flap on the inside that could be hammered back down, and the metal skin just below this is lining up nice and flush on there. So I think I can close this gap up, and then with enough clamps, I'm hoping my spot welder will reach in there. It'd be kind of nice. If it doesn't, so be it. I'll just drill some holes and do some little plugs. But yeah, we're moving along. Right now, I'm going to nip out. I have to go get some big clamps. Alrighty. So I went out to Princess Auto, and I got to whack more clamps, and kind of looks like now I should have bought even more. But I've got the B post tacked into place. It lines up pretty darn good. And as far as this way, with my micrometer eye, it looks pretty good. Now this super expensive dog leg, I thought this was going to line up like a breeze, but you know, I did have to massage it quite a bit. So I think because of the wastage here, I can see the line where the edge is supposed to go. The gap is a little bit big, and the gap's a little bit big in my opinion. Maybe it's fine for one of these. I think it's okay. It's parallel. I don't know. Can you see that? You know what? I think that's going to have to do. I mean, it's butt up here as far as it'll go. Up here, it's up to this point here. There's a little gap here, but I mean, what can you do? If I come this way, the gap will be monstrous over there, and we can't have that. The alignment looks okay. Said I wish I had a few more clamps for this. I didn't want to, but I might get some self-tappers. Nothing better than a self-tapper for alignment. And up here, like I said, this looks okay. I think there's going to be new metal on here at some point. There's going to be the bumper with the step that wraps around. This is a little bit crooked, so I don't know if this has to be pound down, in or out. This is homemade stuff that I don't really know what I'm going to do with this, if I'm going to remove it or leave it. I'm not there yet. But I think this is my alignment, kind of as good as I'm going to make it for my dog leg or my front wheel arch. I'm going to start fastening this. Alright. So I've decided against the screws, and what I'm doing is I'm clamping, and then I'm taking the center punch, making a hole, and then I'm plug welding. So I'm working my way along. You can see here I got my work cut out here, but with these big clamps, There, I'm able to sort of bring that in tight, as tight as I can make it. And I can drill a hole, plug, and I'm going to do this all the way down, work my way down. I'm going to come back and grind this off. Now, back here, my my very first hole, of course, I went right through. So now I got a big gap here. So I got to come up with something. So I'm going to come up with a little piece of metal over here. There's metal delete right here. I'll have to fix this. I'll grind everything. I got a couple of tacks down here. I still got the vice grips here holding these two together. There's a little bit of a wow here, but I don't know what else to do. This is a nice tight gap. This is fairly well in line. I did shut the door. It was not horrible. It's up to the pedestal, and it's kind of where it's supposed to be along here. So, it's gonna have to do. That's all it's gonna have to do. I'm just gonna keep working my way down, grind, and then I'll bring you back in after, and hopefully I can wrap this up, the dog leg installation, or the wheel arch passenger side. All right, moving on. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it for this video. Trying to make my videos not too long, because I know I tend to ramble a lot and I put a lot of detail when it's not really necessary. Anyway, the dog leg is in. It's welded down here, not ground. It's welded on the inside. I did all my plugs along here. I came back and I ground this down. I made a little patch in here to hide some atrocities. I ground it down, but I think I'm gonna have to get one of those detail sanders, I think. I just can't get into these corners here, so I don't know. I think maybe one of those, probably what would be the best tool for these? Maybe one of those narrow finger belt sanders? I think I'm gonna get one of those. I was looking at them on Amazon. So anyway, the dog leg is in. That's what this video was about. The B post is in. And it's not bad, not bad. I mean, for me, this is pretty good. Now, if anybody's still with me at the end here, I got the inner splash shield tentatively in position. And my question is, obviously, the inner splash shield is also what fixes the bulge. So of course I'll probably trim this up a little bit nicer, and this could all be welded from in here when I do pull the trigger to put this in, but I don't know if I'm 100% ready yet. Pull this out a second. So my question is, before I put that splash shield in, obviously the inside of the dog leg I did not weld here, not yet, just in case. There's something about a closeout panel here. I'm not sure if I need a closeout panel. I fixed the wasted metal that was in here, you saw that. But is there something that goes in here before the splash shield? I think there is, but I'm not 100% sure. Or can the splash shield go over and just be trimmed to fit around? Hopefully the splash shield did not go behind here, and I don't think it would. Maybe it does, I don't know. It wouldn't really make a difference, I don't think, because that stuff is so thin on this end. I think it's mainly to cover up all this stuff here, you know, where everything kind of joins together. But anyway, if you've made it this far, let me know what goes here. Is there a closeout panel? Is there a piece that goes in here? Or can that just go on? Anyway, I'm going to leave this for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Really having fun with this. I'm learning a lot on this this air-cooled VW. I'm starting to know the lingo a little bit. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'll come back next time. I'll probably jump into making some kind of a patch for the floor. And then, of course, I did say I was going to take that door off, and I haven't done that yet. It was sounding good. So I think I'm going to do that. I might. I do have a little patch panel for the quarter, but I don't know if I'm going to work my way this way. I'm thinking I might go this way. I'll make a patch in the floor. Then I could jump into the other side and put that inner sill and then order the skin for the body. And if I had that done with the B-pillar, then I could pretend I really know what I'm doing and start giving this thing a nose job. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll save this for last. I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.